Good morning, students. Today we're going to be talking about invasive species, and I have one that is invading Texas. Does this look familiar? It has this really cool tooth, and it has certainly multiplied over the years. Oh my goodness. Wow. We're going to be talking about feral hogs today and how they have invaded Texas over the last 300 years. This is going to be interesting. Here we go. Feral hogs. The good, the bad, and the ugly. How feral hogs are changing the Texas ecosystem. What is an invasive species? An invasive species is an organism that causes ecological or economic harm in a new environment where it is not native. What are invasive species? Invasive species, they are bullies. They chase out all our native animals and plants. That's not nice. Invasive species can include fish, plants, animals, and even microorganisms that are introduced by human interaction. They can become out of control. They have no natural predator. Invasive species can take over an area and eliminate diversity in an ecosystem. That is not good. How are invasive species introduced to an ecosystem? Yes, accidentally. Invasive species have been found on transportation such as ships and planes. People buy invasive species as pets. The pets will then escape or become too much, and the pet owner will release the animal to the wild. And of course, weather patterns can cause invasive species to go to a new environment with more ideal conditions. So, how did feral hogs arrive in Texas? Well, first off, Christopher Columbus. In 1493, Christopher Columbus brought the first species of pig to the West Indies. And then in 1539, Hernando de Soto brought pigs when he landed at the Florida coast. So why pigs? Well, they were brought on these excursions as sustainable, low-maintenance food source. As explorers moved across the continent, their pigs would sometimes be left behind. This established the first populations of feral pigs in North America. What ecological damage is caused by feral hogs? This picture right here, that's my dad, and that's his front yard. They root around and with their snouts dig into the dirt and make a mess of your yard. They also destroy farming equipment and fences. They root around and they use their snouts to dig in the ground and destroy crops, which is not good for agriculture. Now let's make some comparisons. Feral hogs, invasive species, and deer are native species. Feral hogs eat the same food as many wildlife species native to Texas, which include our deer. Hogs have a great sense of smell. This gives them an advantage when looking for food. They root through the ground and find every last acorn, depleting the area of food. Deer do not have this advantage because they eat by sight only. Feral hogs are omnivores, which gives them another advantage. It enables them to switch to other food sources when the deer food source has been eaten. Hogs are also aggressive, which gives them an advantage over the more docile deer. Hogs have been known to prey on fawns as well. So what is the food chain of feral hogs? All food chains begin with our sun, and we see that transfer of energy from the sun to producers, plants, in this case, an oak tree. And who loves the oak tree, the acorns on the oak tree? A feral hog. And we again see the transfer of energy. But who is the predator of the feral hog? He doesn't have one. We do see occasionally a mountain lion or a bear will eat a feral hog, but it's not enough to narrow down the percentage of the hog population. Whoa. So if we cannot contain the feral hog population, it will continue to increase. This poses a significant threat to the deer population in the state of Texas, along with the land and ecosystem as a whole. Uh-oh. So how can we curb this invasive species? There's two ways: hunting and trapping. Feral hog populations in Texas cause great damage to ecosystems and have an enormous economic impact as well. There are other invasive species in Texas too: the brown tree snake, the grass carp, the red imported fire ant, and the nutria. They're all invasive species as well. So what can you do to help, or what can we do to help? First off, learn to identify invasive species in your area. Drain out the water from your boats or motors. Remove any debris that has attached onto your boots or clothes from a natural area. Do not release aquatic plants or pets into the natural environment. And replace invasive species by planting native ones. Thank you for joining me today as we have discussed invasive species, what they are, where we can find them, what they do to the ecosystem, what they do to other living organisms, and how we can make a difference. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next time.